Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louda, and welcome back to Charade Maniacs. Last episode, we discovered that Chigasaki does not have taste buds, at least not normal ones, and I got so upset that I pretty much talked about it for, I want to say, 75% of the episode. I'm so sorry. Listen, okay? I was so upset. How can you not fucking tell the difference between a coffee roll and a croissant? Like, how can you not tell the difference between creme anglaise and mayonnaise? Like, there's so many things wrong. And he couldn't tell the difference between, like, I don't know. There were so many things wrong with it. I could go on for another 15 minutes, I think, if you let me just sit here and platform. But I won't. Instead, unless he brings it up again. But instead, we're just going to continue Chigasaki's route, and hopefully he won't talk about how he cannot taste the difference between other foods again, because I fear that I will continue to rant about this fucking thing for the rest of the episode. But let's just get into it, and hopefully that won't happen. Alright. But Chigasaki, I don't think he would say something like that. I turned to look at him, and I saw how serious Chigasaki looked. I looked at his face and remembered the excuses for my actions. When I came to this world...
不安ですか? 顔色が悪いですよ.
Huh? Really? I thought I was being normal. I'm sorry.
謝ることなんて仕方ないですよ。こんな状況ですから。
Oh shoot, this is a flashback. I should have used her.
言い出しにくいかもしれませんが、ちゃんと休息を取っておかないと、いざという時動けませんからね。
Also, I'm still under the impression that because, I don't know, Chigasaki's been giving me some weird vibes where he said some things where, like, he clearly knows the map really well. He has shown some signs where he may or may not have been abused in the past. Like, I don't know if he has a really good relationship with his family. It seems kind of iffy. He was injured really badly the last time that we saw him in the library. He doesn't usually eat breakfast. Like, there's just some signs that may point to, like, either, like, homelessness or, like, troubled family, troubled living situation. And that may also contribute to the way that he eats and the way that he can't taste certain things, because that can be linked to trauma, right? So that's kind of where my head is at right now. I'm trying to figure out, like, why, like, he is the way that he is, but that hasn't been revealed yet, so let's see if he gives us a little bit more here.
無理はせず、あなた自身のことを第一に考えてください。
Oh, this is where we saw them.
大丈夫です。落ち着いて。セナさんは一人じゃありませんから。
Even when I learned about the true form of Arcadia, he continued to encourage me. That's why I want to repay him for all the kindness he showed me. Oh. Oh God. These thoughts consumed me as I was picking out a book. Not paying close attention, I ended up knocking several books off the shelf. Oh no. I sounded so foolish as I picked up those books. I was thinking of something serious, but my own dumb mistakes got in the way. I was embarrassed by my own actions, and I didn't even notice Chigasaki approached to help me pick up the books. He had a cane, so I felt ashamed about it. Yeah, so this is after Chigasaki got the punishment game in Akase's route. So his leg is, one of his legs, I think it's his right leg, is now useless. But
大丈夫ですか?
Sorry, I dropped it by mistake.
いえ、先ほど2回も連続でドラマに出演しましたし、疲れたでしょう。
I'm really not that tired. The Otherworld stream happened daily. Usually it took place 3 to 5 times around noon, but depending on the day, I wouldn't be in any. That day, I just so happened to be in 2 dramas. That's what he was referring to. But I'm not a very good actor. I do feel a bit guilty about it all. I don't really get that many points.
そうですか。僕に比べれば十分だと思いますよ。
Chigasaki, you aren't as bad as you say you are. How many total points do you have right now?
僕は
He stopped picking up the books. I panicked and wondered if I'd said something wrong, but he responded with a sad smile.
200くらいです。すみません、少なくて。
Huh? 200? I remembered seeing the dramas he played in a few times. It's true that he wasn't a good actor, but he wasn't particularly bad either. Oh, I see. Well, they subtract points when you take a punishment game. I heard that if you have more points, they take more away. That's why...
罰ゲームを受ける前から200ポイントくらいでした。皆さんの中では一番低いと思いますよ。
What the hell? Why? My point total was 703. Tomase said that he had nearly 1,000, and I thought the people on the low end had 500. Oh god! Okay, yeah, so he's really low then. What the hell's going on? Yeah, something's, like, actually wrong. Like, because I don't think his acting... I mean, we haven't really seen him act, right? So... Ugh. When I heard that number, I was unable to hide my surprise. But... you only need one person to get enough points. Chigasaki, you support the rest of us in other ways. I think the way you were coming through the data right now is pretty amazing. I just let my mind wander. Chigasaki, you never complain about work and you're always willing to help others. You've always been helpful.
その言葉は全部あなた自身にお返ししたいですね。
That... I don't know. That's kind of scary. Is that like... he's planning to disappear? Or like, is he doing it on purpose? Or, I don't know. He responded to my silly remark with kindness while returning the books to the shelf. He continued despite only having one leg. As I watched him, it got me thinking. I should change the subject. I pointed to a book. Oh, look, there's a comic for girls here. I didn't know the library had these things.
本当ですね。いろいろあるとは思っていましたけど。
I felt like Chigasaki could see that I was forcibly changing the subject, and he just played along with his usual gentle voice. The comic itself looks like an old one. Chigasaki, do you like to read comics?
たまにしか。瀬名さんはよく読むんですか？
I mostly read with my younger sister. We have the same tastes, so we work together to collect the series that we like.
なるほど。兄弟がいる人ならではですね。
After changing topics, we finished cleaning up. I opened the comic book in my hand. It looks like a medieval fantasy.
へえ。
It's a romance story between two people from enemy nations. Maybe it's like Romeo and Juliet?
ああ、なるほど。そういう話、好きなんですか？
I was going through the pages so fast, it must have been why he asked that. I felt embarrassed. Well, isn't it exciting to read about life or death stakes in romantic stories? Especially when you've never experienced it.
瀬名さんは恋には縁が？
Oh god. Never.
そんなはっきりと少しはあるのでは？
I don't think so. The only boy that I'm remotely close to is Tomase. Romance seems like it's something from another world to me.
そうですか。
Rip Tomase. You know, the prince in the comic kind of looks like you, Chigasaki. The way he looks so eloquent and kind.
髪型は似てますね。
It's not just the hairstyle. Look, it's this part and how he glitters when he smiles and just the feel in general.
そうですか。僕はこんなに堂々と振る舞えませんけど。
The prince is really assertive. He's flirting with the princess of the enemy kingdom adamantly. And here he says that he wants to know more about her. I read a bit of it before returning it to the shelf. The content was a bit too embarrassing for me to read in front of Chigasaki.
あ、僕は作業に戻りますので、どうぞ遠慮なく。
It's not that. I just think I'm just too young for it.
そんなことありませんよ。きっと瀬名さんならすぐに素敵な恋愛と出会えると思いますよ。その漫画以上に。
Why is he talking like he's like 80? Oh, please. Although it does seem nice, just a bit.
そうですよね。泣いたり笑ったり、心動かされるほど 誰かを強く思えるなんて
Why
素
are...
敵ですよね。
Ugh, I don't know why he's talking like that. It's so weird. That's right. I'm so glad you didn't make fun of me.
バカになんてそんな。異世界配信で時々恋愛ドラマが配信されることがありますけど、それを見るたび本当に人の心は難しく、恋は不思議なものだなと思います。
Mysterious, you say?
不思議じゃないですか。
Whoa.
他のものすべてを捨てるほど盲目になったり、永久の愛を誓ったり。
The music cut off so abruptly, and it was kind of like jarring. And then he says this where it's like, you have everything and then you throw it out. So he either threw it out for love or someone he knows did.
どうすればそれほどまでに好きだと思える人を見つけられるんでしょうね。同じくらい愛してくれる人を見つけられるんでしょうか。
Who hurt you, my guy? Who hurt you? His voice echoed with a sadness. He smiled gently, making me think that he was just as beautiful as that comic book character. But why would he...
と、そんな問いにもセナさんならすぐに答えを見出せる気がします。恋に恋する必要はなさそうです。
There you go again.
いつも思いますよ。どんな窮地に立っても思いやりにあふれていて、自然に周りの気持ちを軽くしてくれる。
Everything he says is so bizarre.
そのことに本人が気づいていないところも見ていて微笑ましく可愛いですね。
Yeah, I think it's the reason why he scares me is because it gives me like a small yellow flag, like a yandere flag, where it's kind of like, oh, you're too innocent. You don't realize it yourself that you're like so cute and so like naive and blah blah blah. Like, I don't know. It's the way that he words it that kind of gives me the creeps. Are you sure you're talking about me?
もちろん。
Your compliments don't seem to fit who I am. Yeah, that's another thing too. It just, I don't know. After our tangent ran its course, Chigasaki and I returned to our research. As the sun was setting, we found a memo on the streaming cycle of the Otherworld stream hidden among the other data in the library. The Otherworld stream follows a set cycle. New episodes of the same title release every 5 to 7 days. After 7 days, the next episode of a particular drama will likely take place. It seems right, but I've never seen it written out so clearly before. Look at this, Chigasaki. I called out to Chigasaki, and he looked up in surprise while putting a disc back on the shelf.
何ですか?
Why is he hiding stuff? It's a note that seems like it came from a previous cast member. It was mixed in with everything else.
持って帰ってみんなに共有しましょうか。
Yeah. Should we keep researching previous episodes? I think it's about to get dark soon.
いえ、暗くなる前に帰りましょう。
With Chigasaki urging me to, we left the library. That day didn't result in much more new information. We only talked about the viewing schedule from the note, and our intel meeting ended quickly. Because of that, I couldn't stop thinking about something else. After finishing dinner and a bath, I became absorbed in reading to get my mind off things. Everything is so hopeless. I was reading that collection of plays again. As I read, I realized that the themes in the book were as dark as Tomase had told me. Ibsen, Strindberg, Chekhov, and Tolstoy. Each of them have their own style, but I've read Leo Tolstoy before. It is pretty depressing. All of them are so heavy on my heart, especially this story. The one I finished reading was about a family that was filled with lies and hypocrisy. The protagonist was married to a debaucherous man who hid his adultery from their children. Meanwhile, she opened an orphanage in his name. At some point, the orphanage burned down and her son got incredibly ill. The woman he was courting left him, so he asked his mother for help. When he had a seizure, he wanted to overdose on morphine so he could end his life. His mother refused because she gave him life, but he wouldn't stop asking. I never asked to be born. What kind of life did you give me? I don't want it. I'll return this life to you. The son had another seizure, and the play ended with the mother being unable to make a decision. But in the otherworld stream, the people of this world love tragedies. And honestly, if we're thinking about that, like, whatever play or whatever that she just read, it's weird because Chigasaki mentioned earlier, like, it's strange that people can just, like, throw whatever for love. Like, throw everything away for love. So if we think about it, it could be that Chigasaki, like, maybe it was his parents, where one of them had that situation happen, where, like, was there, like, an adultery situation? Is that the reason why he has such, like, a weird mindset when it comes to that? And then the whole, like, I didn't ask to be born thing, like, is that why Chigasaki is kind of weird about, I don't know, he's shown weirdness about, like, life in general. He seems like he's, like, about to disappear and stuff like that, or, like, he seems to not value himself very much. So there's, like, a connection there somewhere. It's just very bizarre. Yeah. I feel terrible just reading this book, and yet they all seem to love these tragedies and even try to imitate them. The book was depressing, so I closed it. I heard a noise outside as I did. I moved closer to the door. I heard it again. This sound. No one was in the hallway, but I had a gut feeling, so I went downstairs. As I was going down the stairs, I saw the front door close. I felt I knew who the steps belonged to. Chigasaki? The sound I heard was the cane hitting the floor. It was audible no matter how quiet he tried to be. That was fine itself, but I wondered why he was out at this hour. I looked out the window. It's already in the middle of the night. I felt reluctant to go after him, so I returned to my room while doing my best not to make a sound. Everything I questioned started to pile up. It all turned into suspicions that lingered in my heart. By the time the sun rose, I came down to the living room again. Naturally, no one was there in the quiet living room while I looked at the memo on my bangle. Since we arrived, I took notes on the things I've noticed and things that have happened every day. At first, I was really confused and I wrote a lot of complaints about everything. But as of late, it was mostly a diary. There were even days where I said I enjoyed it. My mindset gradually changed as I stayed in Arcadia. It's not like I don't want to go home. It might sound like an excuse now. And while I read about my past experiences, the door opens quietly.
Sena-san?
Chigasaki, I knew you weren't back yet.
言い訳をしても意味はなさそうですね。
It seemed like it was more than simply catching him at a bad time. His voice and expression were dark and fatigued. To say that he seemed down would be wrong. That was how exhausted he looked. What happened?
言いたくありません。
He was being cold and unlike himself. Then he tried walking right past me. Considering how he snuck out at night in secret, I doubted that asking questions would go anywhere. However, I couldn't stay quiet. Maybe I was just being nosy, or perhaps it was the look of pain on Chigasaki's face. If you don't want to say, then let me ask you. There's something I've been wondering about.
答えたくありません。
But if I don't ask now, then I have a feeling I'll regret it. The response I got was a bitter expression. Seeing how I didn't give up, Chigasaki nodded while still maintaining his tense expression.
そうまで言うなら聞くだけ聞きましょう。でもあなたが望む答えが得られるとは限りませんよ。
Oh boy. Oh boy. I understand. I never thought I'd interrogate Chigasaki like this. But after coming that far, I wouldn't hesitate. It would have meant that I couldn't face the future. The sun came up as I made up my mind. Where did you go at night? You left in the middle of the night so that no one would see you leave.
いえ、見つかりたくないのならもっとうまくやると思います。別に隠そうとしていたわけじゃありません。
Oh, really? Then why did you go in the middle of the night?
そういう気分になっただけです。今行くべきだと。
You felt like it. How did you feel at that time? Where did you go? I need to know where he went. Like, I saw the second one and I immediately hopped to it because I was like, I don't care how you felt. I want to know where you went. All right, let's do it. Where did you go?
夜中でも行ける場所に。
Where you can go even at night?
自分で見つけてみてください。もっともあなたは夜中に出歩いたりはしないでしょうけど。
Then let me ask you something else. Chigasaki, are there times you would go outside even when you're not doing research? And each of those times, you end up being depressed, you end up getting hurt. You end up getting hurt. He gets hurt every single time. Oh, fuck. You end up getting hurt. You try to hide it, but this has happened before. You were standing in the rain, holding your side. It often feels like something is wrong.
気づいていたんです
He
ね。
was standing in the rain, holding his side. In the library, it looked like something had like clamped onto his arm and stuff. Like, yeah, he's oftentimes injured. Then?
そうですね。確かにそういうことが何度もありました。そしてこれからもあると思います。でも言いたくありません。言わなくていいと思っています。あなたのためにも。
For my sake?
いえ、そう言いながら結局は僕のためなのかも。でも結論は変わりません。知らなくてもいい真実だってあるはずです。僕が長く長く向き合ってきた真実なんだから、僕が一番分かっています。
But
これ以上は答えられません。僕らの問答は終わりです。
what? That didn't answer anything. Chigasaki declared that he was done after my fruitless questioning.
セナさん、あなたが本当に帰りたいと思っているなら、余計なことに心を砕かない方がいい。
See how he mentions himself as an unnecessary thing.
大丈夫です。あなたは今のまま進めばいいんです。そうすればきっと元の世界へ戻れる。僕が保証します。どんなことがあってもそのために手を尽くしますから。あなたが僕のことを優しい人だと思ってくれているなら、そのままそう思ってくれていい。
What the hell?
その方がいいんです。ですからもう聞かないでください。僕のことなんて考える必要はありません。
And we're gonna stop here. I want to slap the shit out of Chigasaki. I should not. We do not condone violence on this channel, but I want to slap the shit out of him. What? So let me just recap that conversation. He goes somewhere in the middle of the night. He refuses to tell us where he's going. Wherever he goes, he's constantly getting injured, badly enough that it's leaving marks on his skin, like bruises, and injuries that make him limp, and injuries that like are bruising hard enough that it's like marring him, and he won't tell us what's causing it. He won't say what's going on, and he's telling us like, you shouldn't pay attention to the unnecessary things. You should just keep going forward. And that, to me, is so annoying because that's just him saying, I'm an unnecessary thing. You can ignore me. Just let me die. And no, that's not going to happen, you stupid bitch. That's not going to happen. Oh my god, I cannot believe this. No, I want to shake him by the shoulders and be like, absolutely not, tell me where you were. Like, oh my god, this is so bad. Oh my god, what's happening? Oh, he's clearly hurting. Something is hurting him. It's either something or someone. I'm scared to find out. Yeah, next episode, I guess. I don't think Sen is gonna push further. I mean, I wouldn't push further either. It seems like we've pushed far enough, but like, I don't even know what we could possibly do to figure it out. Tail him, maybe? Like, I think that's the next thing we have to do. Like, the next time he goes outside, I would tail him. And I would follow him to see what the hell is beating the shit out of him. And we just, yeah. So next episode, we're gonna plan to tail him, is what I would suggest to Senna. God.